For decades, Russian strategic bombers like the Tu-95 Bear, Tu-22M Backfire, and Tu-160 Blackjack have been symbols of Moscow's long-range strike power, launching cruise missiles at Ukrainian cities from thousands of kilometers away. Based at fortified airfields across Russia, including as far as Siberia, they were thought to be out of reach for Ukrainian forces. That changed with Operation Spiderweb, an 18-month covert plan that brought the war deep into Russian territory. In a coordinated strike across 4 air bases, Ukraine used 117 smuggled FPV drones hidden inside disguised containers to attack some of the most valuable aircraft in Russia's arsenal. The drones emerged from concealed launch platforms positioned near the bombers, bypassing air defenses entirely. The result? Ukraine's security service claims 41 Russian aircraft damaged or destroyed, including rare A-50 surveillance planes and multiple strategic bombers. The total estimated cost of the losses? $7 billion. And, according to Kyiv, 34% of Russia's strategic cruise missile carriers were hit in a single night. This was not just an attack, it was a message. Even the most guarded symbols of Russian air power are vulnerable. And it raises a crucial question. How exactly do you plan and execute an operation capable of striking strategic bombers thousands of kilometers from the front line? This is FPV Explainer, where we break down the most fascinating stories in drone warfare. If you're enjoying this deep dive, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment telling us what topic you want to see next. Your feedback shapes our future videos and keeps us bringing you clear, detailed analysis from the front lines. Russian strategic bombers are more than just aircraft. They are critical tools of Moscow's long-range strike doctrine. The Tu-95 Bear can loiter for hours and launch volleys of Kh-101 or Kh-555 cruise missiles at Ukrainian infrastructure from well outside the range of Ukrainian air defenses. The supersonic Tu-22M and the nuclear-capable Tu-160 Blackjack extend that reach even further, delivering both conventional and strategic payloads. Their operational value makes them high-priority targets for Ukraine. Every bomber destroyed or grounded removes a launch platform from missile attacks, directly reducing the volume and frequency of strikes against Ukrainian cities and power grids. But there's another reason they're so tempting: vulnerability on the ground. Despite heavy fortifications at bases like Engels, Olenia, Diaghilevo, and even the remote Belia airfield in Siberia, these aircraft spend most of their time parked in the open. They are enormous, impossible to conceal, and they require hours of pre-flight preparation. Engines, fuel systems, and avionics are all exposed during maintenance. A single explosive charge placed correctly can take one out of service for months, if not permanently. Operation Spiderweb exploited exactly these weaknesses. By placing drones within striking distance before the attack, Ukraine eliminated the need to penetrate layered air defenses from the border. Once airborne, the FPV drones could be guided with precision to engines, cockpit sections, or fuel bays, spots that, if hit, would cause catastrophic damage. But knowing the target's vulnerabilities is only the first step. The real challenge and brilliance of Spiderweb lay in how Ukraine overcame the immense logistical and operational barriers to bring dozens of drones within range without alerting Russian forces. That's the part of the story we'll break down next.
What made Operation Spiderweb so extraordinary wasn't just the scale of the attack. It was how Ukraine managed to position its strike assets thousands of kilometers inside Russia without triggering alarms. Attempting to launch FPV drones from Ukrainian territory would have been nearly impossible for this mission. The distances were extreme, and Russia's layered air defense network, with radars, interceptors, and electronic warfare systems, would have intercepted most drones long before they reached their targets. Instead, Ukrainian intelligence operatives took a different path: infiltration. Over 18 months, agents quietly moved short-range FPV drones and explosives across Russia's borders. They hid them in containers disguised as wooden sheds, innocuous enough to blend in near rural airfields. Inside, the drones were packed under retractable roofs, shielded from view until the moment of launch. The brilliance of this method was twofold. First, it bypassed the most dangerous part of the journey, the long approach through defended airspace. Second, it allowed the drones to be launched mere kilometers from their targets, maximizing payload effectiveness and minimizing flight time. When the operation began, remotely triggered roof panels slid open and dozens of FPV drones rose into the sky simultaneously from multiple launch points. This synchronized release overwhelmed local defenses. Air-based security forces accustomed to monitoring threats from afar suddenly faced a swarm of small, low-flying drones already inside their perimeter. With first-person view feeds, Ukrainian operators could guide each drone precisely toward engines, fuel tanks, or cockpit sections of parked bombers. By the time the first explosions tore through the tarmac, it was too late for Russian air defenses to respond effectively. But the real genius of Spiderweb was in its timing and coordination, a story that becomes clear when you look at how the attack unfolded across 4 air bases in 3 time zones. When Operation Spiderweb was finally set in motion, it wasn't a single hit-and-run raid. It was a coordinated, multi-base assault spanning the vast expanse of Russia. In one night, Ukrainian operators struck 4 separate airfields: Belaya in Irkutsk, Olenya in Murmansk, Dyagilevo in Ryazan, and Ivanovo-Severny in Ivanovo, covering a distance of more than 2,500 miles from east to west. Launching from hidden containers positioned near each base, the drones took to the air almost simultaneously. The timing was precise. The first detonations in Siberia were followed by strikes in Murmansk in central Russia, ensuring that Russian command and control would be overwhelmed, unable to focus resources on any single location. The attacks targeted not just any aircraft, but some of the most valuable assets in the Russian arsenal: Tu-95 strategic bombers, Tu-160 supersonic bombers, Tu-22M missile carriers, and even the rare A-50 airborne early warning planes.
According to Ukraine's security service, the result was 41 aircraft damaged or destroyed, with an estimated total value of $7 billion. President Zelensky later revealed that 34% of Russia's strategic cruise missile carriers were hit in this single operation. For a fleet already limited in numbers, those losses are operationally crippling. Russian media confirmed that multiple aircraft caught fire, but downplayed the extent of the damage. What they could not hide was the fact that these strikes had reached deep into supposedly secure territory, including bases in 3 different time zones. The message was clear: there is no safe airbase anymore. But the scale of the damage was only part of the story. The psychological and strategic impact on Russia's air operations and on its perception of control over its own territory may be even more important. And that's what we need to explore next. The destruction of billions of dollars worth of Russian aircraft in a single night sent shockwaves far beyond the airfields themselves. Militarily, losing even a handful of strategic bombers, let alone dozens of high-value aircraft, significantly reduces Russia's capacity to launch long-range cruise missile strikes. For weeks, if not months, this forces Moscow to scale back operations, reshuffle aircraft across other bases, and commit resources to repairing or replacing damaged assets. But the strategic consequences go deeper. Operation Spiderweb exposed a critical vulnerability: the inability of Russia's layered air defense to protect assets deep inside its own territory. Air bases once considered untouchable, some more than 2,500 miles from Ukraine, are now proven targets. This forces the Kremlin to divert advanced air defense systems away from the front lines to guard rear area infrastructure, diluting its overall defensive posture. The psychological blow is just as severe. For Russian aircrews, the knowledge that their bombers can be destroyed without warning, even while parked at supposedly secure bases, creates a persistent sense of vulnerability. For the Russian public, it erodes confidence in the military's ability to safeguard national territory. And for Ukraine's allies, it demonstrates the effectiveness of combining intelligence, patience, and precision technology against a more powerful adversary.
Operation Spiderweb was more than a tactical success. It was a strategic statement. It told the world that innovation and determination can close the gap between a smaller defending force and a larger attacking one. And for Ukraine, it's a blueprint for future operations that could continue to erode Russia's ability to wage long-range war.